Okay, after several months I finally finished my mini Space Invaders arcade machine. I used a GBASP which I hacked apart and squeezed in it. Got a lot of inspiration from a few people which I put in the description. Stephen Ryan, especially in his videos, was really helpful in terms of how to wire it all up. Definitely recommend seeing his channel, 28STE Ryan, I think his username is. His monthly madness videos, fantastic. Yeah, so just turn it on. So the thing's about there's a ruler, 7 inches tall, 3.5 wide, and you can't see this, but it's 4.5 inches deep. The joystick that I've wired in is a DigiKey joystick. I'll show you on another board that I've done a little later in this video exactly which joystick it is. I got these buttons off eBay. Pretty good. Some guy in Hong Kong. You can see there. So they're push to make buttons. I made the mistake initially when I wired this thing up of using push to open buttons. It don't work. Trap for young players. Anyway, this is Space Invaders. Let's give it a rip. It's got the brightness button on the back. Okay, we'll go to the classic. I remember playing this when I was about 10 years old, back in the Royal Melbourne Show. It was the very first video game I ever played. Anyway, that's Space Invaders. Of course you can put any other GBA cartridge in. Namco Museum's got Gallagher and all that sort of stuff on it. Any other GBA, you can also put a super card in and have hundreds of games running on this thing. Just to give you another look of the thing. I've wired in the power button there, and that's the brightness button. That's your select and start. That's your back left and right buttons, and your A and B buttons. And if I open it up, you can see I've stuffed all the wiring, and you can see the cartridge in there. That'll be the cartridge in there, which you can pull out. You can just manage to pull it out. It's not too bad, and put another cartridge in. And then I've got the charge socket up the top there. You can charge it up as well. The screen sits flat up against the board, which I'll show you in a second. And I've used these flat magnets instead of screwing it in. A lot simpler to just open and close all the time. You have to screw it in, spend 5 minutes screwing it in, 5 minutes screwing it off. Pain in the arse. So probably you should have used weaker magnets actually, because I think that these are rare earth magnets and they quite clip on quite strongly. Use 6mm MDF to make it, and the stickers are printed off on full gloss photo sticker paper. Yeah, there's such a thing, believe it or not. Painted it with enamel paint, oil paint. That's pretty much it. Now I'll just switch over to the board. Hopefully you can see that. Zoom in a bit maybe. Oops. Okay, now you can see here I've widened the buttons pretty much the same way Stephen Ryan does. You just take off a little bit of the silver foil that's on these little pads here, and then you can get to the contacts, and then you can solder in the button wires. For the top left and right shoulder buttons, you can see there's like 4 points, 2 top points and 2 bottom points. You use the 2 bottom points to solder the wires to. That's pretty much it. The other thing is, obviously I've wired in the speaker basically there, and this the way it sits into the mini GBA is the screen is actually glued on top like that, and then just sort of goes into the back. If I take this board off, and if you can see this, actually one of the wires has come off, so this is not even going to turn on if I try to turn it on. And see if you can see that. You can see there's a black wire there. This is the on and off button. It's these 2 top points is what you'd wire the on and off switch to. You can see the black wire still there, and the red wire was here. So you just wire it to those points, and that's how you get your on and off button, and that's how you have a mini GBA. Took me a long time just trying to work out how to put it all together, and the design's my own. The cab's my own design. Now if we go back to the cab, yeah, I didn't stick to the original cabinet designs. Probably should have, but thought why not design my own. The stickers, I got the artwork for the Space Invaders off Arcade Library or Vectorlib, which are both good sources for arcade artwork. And then I just hacked it up to fit, did a few different things on it. Worked out quite well. So there it is.